So I'm going to be a little bit quiet because Liam is sleeping, but I got my results back. And let me grab this piece of paper. Just a minute. Okay. So what I had done was basically I had my hormone levels checked. And it looks like my hormone levels like estrogen and progesterone were pretty normal. But my cortisol levels were the highest that she's ever seen, this naturopath. So my cortisol, like a normal range, is like between, I can't remember, I don't know, but my, here's the test. So you can see, you can't really see. Maybe you can hear. I don't know. So here's like the normal one, like the normal range, like it goes like this, and I'm like way up here. Like, I'm a stressed out mama. This shit ain't easy. So my cortisol levels are super high, which basically means that like my adrenals are actually compensating. What did she say? I took some notes. Hold on. Gosh, this stuff is so complicated. Ugh. Okay. Let me find it. So, okay. My cortisol levels are the highest that she's ever seen. So what that means is like my adrenals are actually compensating okay, but they're not operating 100% properly because my cortisol levels are so high. So that's causing issues. And if your cortisol levels are high, it's really common for you to gain weight in your midsection, which is what always happens to me. Also, she told me how my liver enzymes were a little bit abnormal. So they were elevated. So she wants me to get an ultrasound for fatty liver, which, if I can Google that, I'm not 100% sure what that is, but basically she told me that it's when your liver starts your liver starts inflaming, and it can cause scarring. So they take fats, your liver stores fat cells around it to protect itself instead of actually not digesting, but processing, I guess, the fat cells. I don't know. So that's what's happening. So she wants to make sure that I don't have fatty liver. So I need to get an ultrasound for that, which was really helpful to know. And that can be caused, what we linked everything together with was, so I got divorced, and that was super stressful. And then I moved to Kansas, and I moved back to Seattle. And that was just super, super stressful because I didn't want to live here. And it was just really hard transitioning and being a single mom and not knowing what was going on. And just a lot of stress in my life. And then because my stress levels were so high and I didn't know how to really manage it at that time, other than exercise, I would feed into cravings and I would binge eat. And then I would over-exercise and under-eat to compensate for that. And then I would lose sleep because I wasn't eating right. And then it was just a snowball and a huge ripple effect of awful things that I just knew better. I knew better, but I couldn't really control myself because I was so stressed out that my everything was just out of whack. So, we concurred because I was like, I don't drink. I don't know how I would have fatty liver. I don't drink. So, and she asked me how long have you not been drinking? And I said 5 years since I was pregnant. I stopped drinking then. Oops, sorry. And like I used to, until recently. It's a very rare occasion for me to drink, and I told her, I used to drink heavily in college, but that was a really long time ago, like 8 years ago. So anyway, so we talked about hormone levels and how I could get my cortisol all leveled out. And we talked about, and I'm not diabetic. My insulin and my blood sugar looked normal, so I don't have any thyroid issues, and I don't have any insulin problems, so that's good. We talked about, let me grab my notes again. So much. It just blew my mind. Like, all this information completely blew my mind. I was so excited to sit down and just go over this with her. It was crazy. So my kidneys and my thyroid look good. She told me it's just the one thing that she really wanted me to get control of was managing stress. Because if I can't manage stress, then I can't get a hold of this and really start to feel better. So what we came up with was I would be put on a cortisol management supplement, an adrenal support supplement, and I was super low in vitamin D. But that's Seattle. Like, we don't have any sunlight, so I have to be on like 5,000 units or IU or whatever of vitamin D a day. So it's like super crazy amount. I'm like, what the hell? But I could just, move somewhere more sunny. But that ain't gonna happen anytime soon. So basically, another thing that she told me was like, you can exercise, but you need to figure out a better way to manage your stress. And until you can do that, you're not going to feel better. So meditating, doing yoga, going walking, taking time to just chill out, get a massage. She said, whatever works for you. And like lately, what's really been working for me is music. And that sounds silly, but it really has helped me just chill out and calm down. Or if I'm pissed and need to get something out, I just listen to some music to help me get that out. Or, it's just going to be, I know it's going to be a long road, but I know that it's going to be worth it. The only thing I'm really worried about is that the way that I used to manage stress was by exercising. And I can't do that now. So what am I going to do? Power walk for 30 minutes? Like, if I do any kind of walking, I just get super tired. So I think I'm just going to have to go back to PiYo, which is fine. It's low impact and it's basically power yoga, and I can do that. But I think a lot of this is going to also take tons of personal development, because it's going to be a very crazy mental thing for me. Like even tonight, Liam threw a huge fit, and the whole time I'm like, okay, keep your cool, don't lose your shit, don't get mad. He's only 3.5. He's just 3.5. This stuff happens. Like, I literally had to talk myself through it. It is really hard to parent in general. It doesn't matter if you're single, it doesn't matter if you're married, it's just hard. So I was talking with one of my friends, Mish Mack, and she was right. She was like, look, this is going to be a lot of personal development. And she's right. So I'm ready. I think a lot of stresses are like financial and obviously all this health stuff. I just didn't have any answers, so I didn't know like what was going to happen or anything like that. So I was freaking out for a while because I didn't know what to do or how to handle it or how to fix it. And I I was feeling like, seriously, all those binges are not worth it. All this worry and all this like self-consciousness, all this, I went from abusive relationship to abusive relationship to abusive relationship. And then I abused myself. So this was really eye-opening for me in a way that, like, I don't think I will ever binge again. Because I see all the damage that it has done. Like, that 15 minutes of weakness is not worth it to me anymore. Well, I don't think it ever was. It was just, I was in such a frame of mind where, like, I just couldn't control it and I didn't know what else to do. And there was no way for me to just let it out. So instead of trying to do that, I would just try to band-aid it and numb it. So that ended up just really hurting my body. And I'm starting to realize that I can't even really put it into words. This is going to be a really insane and cool journey. And I think that I know I'm here for a reason, and I'm getting all like weird now, but I don't know. Anyway, so I got answers and I'm excited to finally feel better. She told me that if I stuck to the stress management and I really dialed in on the supplements and my nutrition and just listened to my body and got some rest, I should be feeling better in the next couple weeks. So I'm really excited about that. Anyways, thanks so much for following, and if you guys have questions, please post them below. If you think that this is something that might help somebody else, please share or tag them below, or like this status. Like this video if it's something that you found informative for you and that it might help someone else. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great night, and until next time.